Yo, it's your boy Dctree from Dctree-Nation.com. We're looking for hoops and heroes. And today we're talking hoops. Well. Surprise, surprise. My boy Tim Duncan gets his first win as a head coach, filling in for Popovich. And guess what? Someone on ESPN has something negative to say. Your boy Richard Jefferson, of all people. Why are people still throwing shots at my boy Tim Duncan and he's not even playing anymore? I'll tell you why. I know why. Just stay tuned. Before I jump into it though, if you like my content, please sub to the channel. Okay, by now you guys probably heard the hate that Richard Jefferson gave Tim Duncan today. And I don't know if it was a joke. I don't know if he was serious. I don't know what's going on. But I'm approaching this as if he was serious. So I want to preface that video with that. Now, to start off, you have to understand this is the NBA. And the NBA is filled with great players, great personalities, great people. But for the most part, these guys are jocks. And if you remember your high school days, and you remember your college days, and you weren't a jock, those guys were jerks, okay? I really want to say the A word, but it's a family show, all right? These guys were jerks. You got a bunch of guys who think they're better than they are, head, ego through the roof, through the clouds, okay? And Tim Duncan never fit in with those guys. He's never been part of that crew, okay? And don't get me wrong now. People like Tim Duncan because he's likable, but people don't like nice guys to do better than them. Because we live in a society where nice guys aren't supposed to finish first. They're supposed to finish last. And Tim Duncan broke the mold. He went in the fraternity of the NBA that was dominated by a bunch of jerks. Michael Jordan, he was a jerk. Kobe, rest in peace. I love you, dog. But you was a little jerkish, homie. I know you're looking from heaven looking at this video, right? But it's true. Had that bravado, that screaming, that yelling. Kevin Garnett was like that. LeBron was like that. You know, Tim Duncan wasn't like that. He went against the grain. And not only did he win sometimes, he won all the time. He dominated. 5 NBA championships, 2 MVPs, 3 final MVPs. He was the best of the best. Set the Spurs up with the best winning percentage in all 4 major sports. And people can't stand that. They can't stand when you go against the grain. They can't stand when you're a nice guy and you finishing first. Even now in the GOAT conversation, why Tim Duncan name is never brought up? Think about it this way. They discredit LeBron because LeBron didn't win enough rings. But Tim Duncan won 5 rings, been to the final 6 times, had a hell of a good winning percentage like said before. Why is he in the GOAT conversation? Well, he doesn't have the right skill. It's always an excuse to discredit Tim Duncan because he wasn't flashy. Think about back in the day. How many times people have talked about Iverson more because he was flashier? How many people have talked about Kobe more because he was flashier? Rest in peace, Kobe. I miss you, baby. How many people talked about your boy Kevin Garnett, although Tim Duncan got the best of him 90% of the time? They over talked about Kevin Garnett, all because he screamed, all because he had a little bit more flair. And Tim Duncan had that same smirk on his face and was dominating these fools. Now these jokers like Richard Jefferson got this cushy job on ESPN, making 6 figures, and here Tim Duncan making millions still. He don't ease his way into a coaching position just like that. Pop grooming him to be great again. And people can't stand that because Tim Duncan quiet with his moves. They can't stand that. And they want to discredit this man. Tim Duncan is one of the greatest players of all time. The greatest power forward of all time. Show some respect to this man. Show some respect. At the end of the day, this Tim Duncan, Richard Jefferson thing has me fired up because it represents real life. It represents everyday life to real people like us. Because if you realize, if you're a nice person, if you're a nice guy, you know this is a fact. Everyone loves you until you start doing better than them. Think about it. You ever got a promotion and had a friend act funny? You ever got a promotion and people start to distance themselves? People don't call as much. It's because people want nice guys in a certain window, a certain spot. Tim Duncan breaks the mold, whether he's trying to or not, whether he's trying to lead nice guys or not, but he is the example for nice guys everywhere. And I'm not trying to preach to y'all, but it's the truth, man. That's why people like Richard Jefferson, jocks like Richard Jefferson, cats like Kevin Garnett, you know, they can't stand Tim Duncan because he breaks the mold. He's better than them, and he's nothing like them. All right, guys, that's it for this one. Thanks for watching, listening to my rant. Please sub to the channel, and also don't forget my superhero playlist for hero fans as well. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace.